everyone. Welcome and thank you for coming to our webinar. I hope you've all had a great summer and you're having a great week so far. Our topic today is 4 ways the newest version of Adviser gives power to users. My name is Courtney. I'm the marketing manager at Teamstudio. I'm your host today. Brian Arnold is a technical director here at Teamstudio. I'm going to go over some administrative points, then I'll let Brian introduce himself and begin with our topic today. So the administrative points. The attendee list is private. You're all muted, so if you have a question or comment during the webinar, please type it into the chat panel on your GoToMeeting control panel. We have reserved some time at the end of this session for Q&A. If you have any questions, please type them into the chat panel, and Brian and I will read them aloud at the end of the webinar, and Brian will answer them verbally. Now, Brian is going to run through our agenda today and get started.
Thank you, Courtney. I'm Brian Arnold. I'm a technical director at Teamstudio. My job here is to ensure that applications are properly installed and used at client sites like your own. Today, we're going to be demonstrating the 4 new features that are in Adviser version 6.5, which came out approximately a month ago, that will assist you in gathering the information that you require for your scans. Adviser itself, I'm not going to go into a full demonstration of Adviser, but just at a high level, Adviser gives you the complete overview of your notes applications, providing insights that will help you make better decisions about databases in your IT environment. We've made some significant improvements over the past 4 months based on client feedback like your own. Today, I'm going to be showcasing the 4 main improvements that will help you most. I'll now start showing my screen. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen. The 4 major enhancements that I will be going over today is the effective access scan enhancements, enhanced search terms, the ability to select multiple records from the views, and the ability to export data from Adviser to a CSV file. So starting at the first enhancement, the effective access scans, this is a process that runs within Adviser, which after we perform our catalog scans and gain access to the access control list within applications, we perform what we call our effective access scan. ACLs can only show you what is set in each of the databases, such as groups or individual people. But when it comes to groups, you cannot easily determine the membership of the groups. We have an effective access scan that will scan the ACLs for groups and then explode the group membership. And it also takes into account cascaded groups, so groups within groups within groups. We've had that scan for quite some time, but we've made major enhancements to the effective access scan now it runs approximately 2 to 3 times faster. So what the effective access scan looks like, normally you would just see your ACLs like this. So we capture the full access control list as it stands within each of your databases on your servers. We also go through all those groups and expand them so you can see an exact picture of everybody who can gain access to each of these databases. So we've improved that performance at least 3-fold. It's 3 times faster than it used to be. The next major enhancement that we have placed into the latest version is our enhanced search terms detail. Within Adviser, we perform what we call our complexity scans, where we look at the designs of each and every one of your databases on your servers to determine what the complexity is, how many views, how many forms, subforms, agents, and the like. We also give you the ability to configure your own search terms so that if there is enhanced functionality within your application that we are unaware of, you can add these search terms within the within Adviser, and we will also search the design for any search terms that you wish to also capture within the complexity. We've enhanced how we show that information now within Adviser. If I go into one of these databases, I can very easily see which one of those search terms shows up on each of the design elements. So we've added the ability to see these very simply here. I can see exactly which search terms were discovered within each of the databases. And I can also drill down and see the exact, each and every one of the design elements that has that search term. So in this case, I'm looking for .dll within my design, and I can very easily see which one of the design elements has that search term in place. This can help dramatically when you are migrating to a different platform if you need to also migrate this functionality, such as Microsoft Office integration, which if you are migrating over to a web platform, would need to be designed quite differently. We also have a view where you can see each of the search terms grouped. So I can see exactly how many databases on my server have each one of the search terms in place. So I can very easily see mail send, ODBC, DLL. I can see exactly which databases have those search terms within them. Moving on to MultiSelect, this is the next enhancement. We have, in our former version, we had the ability to do certain tasks such as tagging a database, changing its business value. So I can very quickly change the business value. I can also change the guidance rating as well. Previously, this had to be done on a database by database level. Now what we've added is the ability to very quickly and easily from within any one of our views, select multiple databases and perform any one of those tasks. So I can very easily see here, some of these already have tags on them. I can very quickly select multiple items from the view level and apply tags. I can change the business value, and I can very quickly change the guidance from within any one of the views. This is available in each and every one of the views within Adviser. Moving on to the fourth and final item. We're moving quite fast this morning. We've added the ability to export all of the data that you see here in any one of the views to a simple comma-separated value file. This can be very useful for performing external reporting tasks where you would not be able to slice and dice the data, filter out items that do not need to be within the views, and create proper reports and pivot tables within an application like Microsoft Excel. It's very simple to do. You simply, from the view menu here, you select one of the export options. I'll first export just databases. This is the usage of the databases. I use a MacBook, so this is going to initially download a CSV file. And when I launch it, it's going to launch into Apple Numbers, which is Apple's equivalent to Excel. Just give that a moment to launch up. Pardon me. And you can see all the information that was in the views is exported. Now you can do various different sorts. You can create your charts within here. If our charts are not adequate enough, you can do your reporting and export this or use this information in any other application that supports CSV files. Similarly, I can also export my user data. So I can see exactly who is accessing each of the servers. I can also export databases with details, and this will give me detailed information about the users who are accessing the applications on my server as well. So this will give you a line item per user of each database. And then you can see exactly how they are hitting the application, whether it's through notes or through the web. All right, those are the four main enhancements to the latest version of Adviser. We now have time for questions, quite a bit of time for questions.
Thanks, Brian. That was a really good presentation. So I just want to emphasize that all of those four new features in 6.5 that Brian just went over originally started as requests or feedback from our customers. So we're an agile company, and whether you're currently an Adviser customer or looking to be, we do listen to feedback and requests and unique experiences, and we incorporate that into the tool when it makes sense, when it's highly requested. So thank you for that, Brian. And I just want to remind all attendees to type your questions into the chat panel. And let me switch the presentations rights back over. 1 second. Okay, so that brings us to Q&A. So let's see. We do already have some questions from you. So we'll speak to them verbally. If you come up with any while we're going through these, please type them into the chat panel. So our first question is from Andrew. Brian, is there any additional server software to install?
No. Adviser is a self-contained notes database, which once installed on the server, will begin gathering the information into its notes database itself. There's no additional server software that needs to be installed. All we require is that you are running a minimum of Domino 8.5.3 with upgrade pack 1 in order to use this on the server.
Great, that sounds really easy. Okay, next question is from David. How large will the Adviser database become?
All right, this is a mixed question. The size of the Adviser database really relies on the size of your Domino environment and the amount of servers that you are scanning. For each server and for each database, there's approximately 4 documents that are created within Adviser. So the larger your environment, of course, the more documents will be created. In general, for small environments that have 2 or 3 servers that are being scanned, you can expect the database to grow to approximately 1 gig of data. For medium to large environments, you're looking at approximately 8 to 15 gigabytes of data.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. So it looks like right now we have 2 more. Another question is, how long should I scan my environments for?
Okay. It all depends on the data that you are trying to extract from Adviser and your servers. If you're looking just for catalog and complexity scans, so you're looking to know what databases are on your servers, who has access to them, and their complexity, those scans will only take 2-3 days to complete. To get proper usage data, though, it's best to leave Adviser running for 2 to 6 months, just so you can see exactly who is accessing your applications, how they're accessing it, and when during the months they're accessing it. This is a very simple scan. It just looks at user activity on each of the databases and brings it into Adviser. That data does come from the Domino server log file. So by default, when you install a Domino server, it only captures that information for 7 days, and then it purges old documents out of the log. So that's why we recommend anywhere from 2 to 6 months to really get a good picture of the usage data. On that, we are, as I mentioned, the log file by default purges after 7 days. We capture that data and we keep it indefinitely in Adviser. So you're not losing that overall picture of your usage.
That's a nice feature. Sounds flexible and gives you some options.
Yes.
Okay, last question we have is from Maria. The question is, how much effort is there in getting Adviser working?
Within an environment that meets our minimum requirements, that being having a Domino server with 8.53 installed, upgrade pack 1, usage activity enabled, activity logging enabled on the server, and we have 2 or 3 other prerequisites to ensure that scans will perform correctly. We generally see people receiving data back from Adviser within an hour. It takes less than an hour to install. Once everything is installed and configured, the scanning process will immediately start, and you normally start seeing catalog data within the hour.
Great. Okay. So that looks like all the questions we have for now. If you do think of a question after this webinar ends, I will put my email address into the chat right now. Okay, it's there now. So if you think of a question later, just shoot me an email. Feel free to contact us through our website, Twitter, any way that is most convenient for you, and we'll get back to you with an answer. If you'd like to see any aspect of Adviser in more detail, so any of the 4 features we went over today that are new to 6.5, or maybe just a general Adviser demo, please contact us. You can, again, send me an email or submit a form on our website. So thank you very much, Brian, for your time presenting today.
Very welcome.
And thank you all very much for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you again soon.